Hello, and welcome back to I Will Wander. We're on this road, whatever it's called, at the base of McDougall Rim. That's McDougall Rim up there. We've hiked that, we've walked this, but not quite in these beautiful winter wonderland conditions like they are today. It was snowing here just a little while ago. There's been some really beautiful Nordic activity back here. The tentative plan, is to carry on just a little ways. You can hear the water under the ice. Tentative plan, carry on just a little ways up here. And I haven't had a fire in a really long time because it's too cold. I don't feel like going backcountry and doing that and getting all freezing, and can't really fish because it's too cold for that. So, but I like to have a little fire. So we'll go back here a little bit, tentatively, have a little fire. I've got my bulk barn fix. So we'll do some of that and see what the day brings. Just a little further up, we've got one possible spot for a nice little afternoon winter fire, but I think I feel like carrying on just a bit more as the snow crunches under my boots. Kind of a neat aspect of today's wander. When in remote or semi-remote places on your own, you tend to stay hyper aware of your surroundings. Here today, there are these really unique sounds of the ice and the water that you hear there that are not a normal aspect of non-normal aspect of the experience back here. So I find myself, my senses kind of jolting aware every so often, and then realizing it's just the beautiful elements I'm in proximity to. And give you a little sense of the lack of isolation. There's a couple hiking along up there, so I'm gonna slow. That was a good one, whatever that was. I have never quite experienced this kind of volume in these circumstances in proximity to a waterway that's in the process of freezing like this one is. I was thinking about how when I'm back in these remote or semi-remote spots, and I've also seen this on other YouTube channels of guys that go back and do a variation on what I'm doing here today. And there are occasions where I have been, and you see these other guys as well, they get spooked. Doesn't necessarily reflect how far back they are or anything necessarily going on around them at all. That the crack in that rock there caught my attention. It's neat. And I now go with the gut. So if I'm getting that spooked feeling, and even if it doesn't seem entirely rational or based on anything going on around me back here, I turn it around and book her back. So ancient cedars, they grow hollow like this one has. I assume that one got taken out by a recent fire. And then what looks like a possible option to do a little trek across the stream there, but I'm not seeing much of interest in immediate proximity, so we'll keep going here. And I'm not spooked, so we're going to carry on. kind of a neat one here. Old burnt out tree, hollow. And someone was in the process of attempting to fell this old tree. Kind of a pause in the operation, looks like. And then they'll get back at it. And then would you look at the bend in that tree right there? Decided to call it on the forward momentum. Gonna make a little fire at this spot, right by the stream. There's some available dead wood already in the vicinity. And gonna grab a couple branches, have a little one. Not a huge bonfire or anything, just a little something to say I did. And then we'll carry on back that way. I think I'll go with time lapse for this little section just because it's not the most enthralling. So let's try that. I've mentioned a few times the miraculous qualities of birch bark when trying to start a fire. And here we have a seemingly unlimited supply of birch, which, as I'll show you in a moment, is gonna do us fine. Oh God, yeah. Stab birch on top, break up a bunch of small, sort of a teepee pattern. Nowhere near full size yet, but with a few of the small things in place, I'll start this up and then add some bigger ones later in a minute. I like to go with matches. I know many people prefer a lighter. I have a lighter, but as mentioned, I like my matches. Yeah, it feels like it's been a while. It's had that wood smoke. I saw online where somebody else was discussing the sort of weirdly comforting effect of the smell of burning smoke. And he was explaining that if you think about it, evolutionary standpoint, forever, going way back, that smoke would have meant a meal was forthcoming in a phase of human history where that may not have necessarily been the case. Also, in a climate like Canada or Europe or wherever, depending on how far back you go, it would have represented warmth. So perhaps, he speculated, that's where this odd comfort comes from at times when we smell wood smoke. And I would have to agree. Stopped by Bulk Barn on the way here. Saturday, at time of recording, not a normal Bulk Barn day for me, but I figured, hey, let's make it a treat day. Not a cheat day, but a treat day. So good. Not a cheat day, but a treat day. This was a good spot to stop and have a fire. Chocolate covered juju. I normally talk a little bit about my creative. Into my second novel now. There's a screenplay script trying to push its way up in my mind, but I'm keeping it at bay for now while I finish the first draft, anyway, of this novel. The novel is kind of evolving into a sci-fi horror thing, which wasn't the original idea, but it's all part of the fun. Aliens and demons and such. That's all she wrote on this one. A little bit of bushwhacking to get out of there. And then it's just back up the road we came in. I was thinking that normally when I'm on one of my little backcountry adventures like today, I don't generally care to be too far back anywhere after dark, just for a few different reasons. I don't mind driving out of an area after dark, but like, I don't want to be too far into things without any, equipment and the like after dark. Of course, I get a plane. You know what? We're gonna keep going because there's always planes in this area, it seems like. Though, after reconsidering, look at the beams here. Bendy, bendy, bendy trees. After reconsidering, or I'm reconsidering that though, I don't think I really care to be back here after dark. Not a big deal, you just walk out the road. You probably see it without a flashlight, but just kind of want to get going before that happens. The large stone structures drawing my attention, as is that. Give me a sec. Okay, we're going to assume that's a canine because he's got feet the size of my big old winter boots. Hey, yeah. Well, he's going this way, right? The way we're going, so. Oh, we're good. We're good. Not a lot you can do. Pretty. Safe and sound back at the car. had a little hike at the end there, which is exactly what I was after. Therapeutic day. Not much to it, as you saw, but it was good for the soul. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't know when, but we'll do it again. Probably a few days or so. We'll get another project on the go. I forgot my glasses, or I dropped my glasses back at the spot where I was doing the video back there, and I was back at the car, as you saw. I'm assuming from a previous clip. Realized the last place I had them on was where I did the fire, so in these boots with a bit of snow, jogged back to the spot because the light is fading here and I wanted to get back there to be able to look around with a bit of light. So yeah, surprisingly upsetting to think that I might have to go a period of time without my lovely glasses that I've become so fond of. But I got the exercise that I was striving for today. Certainly, I got a great workout. I'm really covered in sweat. Got the blood flowing, as you can see. So more happiness advantage, seeing the positives from almost anything. The only slight circumstance is I may have to do the last bit of this in the dark, but it's not like it's a big deal. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you again.